Haunted houses and other scary attractions can be a lot of fun. Unless you're the extremely sadistic McCamey Manor, please stay clear from that place. Other than that, I enjoy these experiences. The feeling of being scared, but ultimately pushing through it and overcoming the fear to make it to the end. There really isn't a lot of haunted attractions here in New York, other than, Blood Manor, the Coney Island Haunted House, and walking around some of the abandoned streets in Williamsburg at night. So it came to me as a big surprise that none other than the talk show host Jimmy Fallon announced his own haunted house located at Rockefeller. No Christmas tree yet, sorry. I don't know much about Jimmy Fallon, other than he's a popular late-night talk show host, has a ride at Universal Studios in Orlando, and a pretty decent ice cream. However, what I do know is what qualifies as a good haunted house. Having gone to many of them in my early teens and still enjoying them to this day, I was extremely curious to see what Jimmy Fallon and his team could come up with. As mentioned earlier, this experience is located at Rockefeller Center, and I managed to enjoy the view of St. Patrick's Cathedral before entering. Upon entering during my scheduled time slot, I went down the escalator of the building and saw that they used an entire hallway to form a line. We had to get our bags checked and walk through this metal detector, which made my girlfriend and I a bit nervous cause,
It's like what you use to open boxes. I'm from New York, so we got a lot of boxes to open over there.
But the bodyguards were chill and were even upfront about pepper spray and all the other items, saying that they'll hold them for us since the experience is short anyway. We entered a waiting room, which looked like a cellar or an entrance to an abandoned apartment, and a worker held us until it was our time to enter the actual experience. It was cool that there was a designed waiting room instead of it just starting right away. This built up tension. We were told that our escort is going to be this NBC page named Taylor, who always appears in Jimmy's nightmares for some reason. They were this ghost-like person who cackled and seemed insane, but honestly, their job was to make sure we stood to hear all the sound cues and not bump into anyone else that might be in front of us. The first room you enter is Jimmy's bedroom.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
Jimmy's voice suddenly speaks from the heavens to reveal that he is having a... What the... Hold on. That he is having a tonightmare? Is he really calling him that? Whatever. But his bed begins to glow and we see hands pushing on the headboard, saying that he's trapped and he needs us to follow Taylor to escape. Taylor leads us into a small room where text appears, and Jimmy explains that he has this one reoccurring tonight. You know what? I'm not calling them that. He has this one reoccurring nightmare about being chased by aliens in the forest. I wasn't really able to get any good footage in this area because of how dark it was, but I was the first to enter with my group and was already nervous because I don't like forests in general. I got lost once in a forest at night during my early college years, and that shit had me terrified. Anyways, the alien didn't scare me, it scared the people in the line behind me, so this room did nothing for me but give me the creepy ambiance. Waiting to enter the second room, Jimmy tells us about the nightmare about a serial killer. This said serial killer is infatuated with pandas and is revealed to be a young girl in a panda mask. Not gonna lie, seeing her pop up around the corner with a shiny knife did scare me a little. Then again, I think anyone jumping from around the corner with an object that can harm would scare about anyone. Now entering the third room, Jimmy tells us about the nightmare where he gets bit by a rare dog species and starts to feel strange afterwards. We watch a screen as if we are the backstage crew and see the silhouette of Jimmy himself. After watching Silhouette Jimmy transform, we get left in the dark for a bit, and Werewolf Jimmy pops out in front of us. This scare was super predictable, but what I wasn't expecting was for there to be a second werewolf to jump scare us from behind. Now that one got me. Taylor led us into another room where Jimmy spoke about a secluded gas station. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but secluded or not, I think Northerners just find Southerners kinda creepy and off-putting. This one creepy old gas station worker jumped out from behind a gas tank with a tire iron, and then his daughter, the other scare actor, thought Taylor was a customer and jumped out to scare them instead. I just sorta waved and walked right past her. After leaving the gas station peeps, we head back to New York and see the wonderful MTA.
Hey, shit in a bucket! He's shitting in your bucket, man! Call the fucking cops! He's shitting in the man's bucket!
Jimmy explains that this nightmare is about an underground creature who is trapped in the subway system. It was also dark in this room, but when the broken subway lights flashed, it revealed these human-like monsters with large mouths screaming at us. In my opinion, the scare actors in this room had the best makeup, so congrats to you guys. While the subway monsters won the best makeup, this next room wins best overall room. This nightmare is about a killer scarecrow chasing you in a cornfield.
This is what a cornfield looks like, honey.
This room was filled with dangling worn-out ropes for us to push through, making it feel like as if you were in a cornfield. The audio in this room was a thunderstorm, and the lights would flicker to give just enough light to see. Not only that, I think this room has mirrored wall to give the illusion that the field was wide and long. This room's aesthetic was not only really cool, but I was genuinely scared because I couldn't tell which scarecrow was a prop or a scare actor. Once you get out of the maze, you have to listen to Jimmy again talk about an evil scientist who uses a ray gun to turn people into mutants. This is the worst room. We enter this lab with this stereotypical mad scientist guy pressing buttons and flipping switches. A glowing light forms and a guy stumbles out and yells at everyone, revealing that he has burn marks on his face. He then waves his hand and a slide door slams open. I'm guessing to show us that he has psychic powers now? I mean, I ain't no X-Men human bigot. Super mutants don't really scare or bother me. Taylor tells us to follow her and we enter the next nightmare. A factory where they build life-sized robots and fill them with artificial intelligence. First and foremost, these robots look goofy as I couldn't help but think they look like the character from the prank show sketch on Netflix's I Think You Should Leave.
Carmine.
Too much fucking shit on me.
What?
Too much fucking shit on me. I can't breathe.
Similar to the Scarecrow room, you can't tell which robot is a prop and which is a scare actor. The only scary thing about this room is the guessing game. Anyways, next nightmare is about a famous boy band called Blood and Guts attacking Jimmy's crew after an interview. We enter to see this rocker vampire eating some guy, then quickly turning around to scare us. As we continue to walk around him, other rocker vampires pop out, hissing and making faces and laughing. Although I didn't find this room to be very scary, I give them props for its creativity. I don't know, maybe it just gave me Lost Boy vibes and maybe that's why I liked it. Now we are at the final room, which is a small office break room with 2 chairs and a plant. Jimmy starts to talk and is confused because he thought the nightmares were over. Taylor then quickly pushes aside a curtain to reveal an entire wall made up of people's faces stapled to it. They laugh maniacally and then scream at us to run through a maze of curtains that looks similar to the one that Jimmy Fallon would use on his show. As you run through the maze, scare actors pop out trying to scare at you at every corner. This section was kind of fun because chase music was playing in the area, and they told you to run through it. For the brief moment, I sort of felt like I was in a horror movie with a soundtrack. We exit the maze to greet a worker applauding us for making it through the experience. They give the usual, "Wow, you did it!" as if we were in any real danger, but thank you. And they escort us to take a group photo with the group you enter with. My group and I posed, and Taylor popped out to give one last scare when the camera flashed.
Booga booga!
You get a QR code and an email to download a GIF of this scare, and that's the whole experience. This is a rather short experience, well, like most haunted houses that you'll probably attend, but I also think it's so short to accommodate the many New Yorkers and even people visiting the city. Would I say it's worth the $40+? I mean, I think it's fair for a haunted house in New York with the name Jimmy Fallon slapped on it. It's hard for me to determine these things because I'm grateful to live in a city where I can experience such a thing. I think if it's something you enjoy or are remotely curious about, try it out. Go see that movie that everyone is shitting on. Go try that experience with friends that sounds interesting. Even if it sucks, you could say you created a memory out of it. I left this experience having enjoyed my time and spent the rest of my night enjoying the city nightlife with my girlfriend. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm sure there are better quality videos of this haunted house than mine to watch on YouTube, but this was something I wanted to share with you guys. If you enjoy me talking about spooky things and would want to watch me play some horror VR games, then I suggest you subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Until next time, see ya.